I've always been fascinated by forgotten places, the kind of abandoned buildings that hold stories no one wants to tell. That night, I regretted my curiosity. It was late, close to midnight, and I was driving home from visiting a friend who lived 2 towns over. The highway was empty, swallowed by darkness, and my phone's signal had been gone for miles. That's when my car started acting up. First the headlights flickered, then the engine coughed and died completely. I coasted to a stop right in front of an old sign. Lakeview Motel, rooms $29.99. The letters were cracked, half the bulbs dead, and vines crawled up the faded wooden post. The place looked like it had been abandoned for decades, but there was a faint glow coming from one of the windows. I grabbed my flashlight, locked the car, and walked up the cracked concrete path. The air smelled damp, moldy, and heavy, and each step I took crunched on broken glass. When I reached the lobby, the front door creaked open with a soft push, revealing a small, dimly lit reception area. The carpet was rotting, the wallpaper peeled off in long strips, and the air was thick with dust. But what unsettled me most wasn't the decay. It was the fact that the desk bell had fresh fingerprints on it, like someone had used it recently. "Hello!" I called out, my voice shaky. From somewhere down the hallway, I heard faint footsteps. Slow, measured, almost deliberate. "Can I help you?" a deep voice finally answered, though I couldn't see anyone. I froze. Then, from the shadows, an old man appeared. His clothes were dirty and tattered, his pale skin stretched tight across sharp cheekbones, and his eyes were blank. Lifeless. "My car broke down," I said cautiously. I just need to use a phone." He stared at me for several seconds too long before answering. "The phones don't work here." I glanced at the old rotary phone on the counter. Its cord was cut. I started backing away. "All right, thanks anyway. I'll figure something out." That's when I heard it, a faint whisper coming from one of the rooms down the hall. A woman's voice. Soft. Pleading. "Please don't leave me here." I froze, my breath caught in my throat. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. The old man's expression didn't change. His voice was flat, almost mechanical. "There's no one else here." I didn't believe him. I slowly turned my flashlight toward the hallway, but as soon as the beam reached the end, every door slammed shut, one after another, like a ripple of thunder. I stumbled backward, my heart hammering in my chest, when suddenly, a cold hand gripped my shoulder. I spun around, expecting the old man, but he was gone. The lobby was empty. "Hello!" I shouted, my voice cracking. No answer. I bolted for the door, but it wouldn't open. It wasn't locked. It just wouldn't budge, like someone was holding it from the outside. Then I heard footsteps above me. Slow, deliberate, pacing back and forth across the ceiling. And then, a voice whispering directly into my ear. "You shouldn't be here." I turned, but there was nothing. The lobby was completely still. My flashlight flickered, and for a split second, in the reflection of a broken mirror on the wall, I saw them, dozens of pale faces, staring at me from the hallway. I ran. I don't know how I got out. Maybe the door finally gave way, maybe something let me go. But the next thing I remember is being back in my car, drenched in sweat, shaking, the motel fading in the rearview mirror as I sped away. I came back the next morning, determined to convince myself I'd imagined it all. But when I arrived, there was nothing there. No motel. No sign. Just an overgrown field where the building should have been.